me why things are not the way they used to be. I won't tell no lie. One and all got to face reality now. Plant trees now. Let's plant trees now. Let's plant trees now. Let's plant trees now. Rise Africa, rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama. Rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama. And watch it grow, and our nation grow, leave the land to reach the sky. Let's promise you and I, plant the tree and watch it grow, and our nation grow, leave the land to reach the sky. Let's plant trees now. Let's plant trees now. Rise Africa, rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, rise Africa, rise Africa, mama, rise Africa, mama. Hand in hand we stand as one. A new day began. Hand in hand we stand as one. A new day began. unite.
Unite,
Africa, unite.
your people. Unite,
Africa, unite. Africa, unite.
unite,
Africa, unite.
children. Unite,
Africa,
Thank
unite.
the artistic group
Africa,
for the
unite.
amazing energy and for their dynamic
Africa,
performance.
unite. Africa, unite.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to officially welcome you to this summit, I now have the honor of inviting Her Excellency Dr. Fitsum Assefa, Minister of Planning and Development of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, to deliver the welcoming address.
Your Excellency, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Excellencies, Heads of States and Governments, Honorable Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Commissioners of the African Union, esteemed Ministers and Ambassadors, distinguished invited guests and participants from all over the world attending this important gathering. All protocols observed. Welcome to Addis Ababa and to the second Africa Climate Summit convened under the theme Accelerating Global Climate Solutions, Financing for Africa's Resilient and Green Development. Ethiopia is honored to host you in the capital of our continent, Addis Ababa. Over the coming 3 days, we will deliberate not merely on issues of climate change, but also on how we can shape an African decade of delivery. The second African Climate Summit focuses on showcasing African climate solutions, mobilizing finance at scale, and transforming our natural endowments, human capital, and innovation ecosystems into shared prosperity. Allow me to share the preparations we undertook to host the second African Climate Summit, as the process itself reflects our true intentions. Following the decisions by the African Union Assembly to have the Climate Summit here in Addis Ababa, we immediately mobilized experts across the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, working together with the African Union Commission and partner organizations across our region and the world. Together, we defined the planning framework and established national coordination mechanisms fit for a summit of this type. Clear governance, roles, and decision lines were set. We have convened multidisciplinary, multi-stakeholder consultations, bringing together policymakers, youth, and community leaders to create the concept note and shape the detailed agenda you will see this week. Over the next 3 days, the program moves from ideas to action. Day 1 focuses on nature-based solutions, technology and innovation, clean energy, and resilient infrastructure. Day 2 deepens cooperation on climate adaptation and resilience, including early warning and health. Day 3 shifts decisively to financing African-led solutions, transforming climate finance from episodic aid into strategic investments that bring projects to financial close. Across all tracks, we will advance the Addis Ababa Leaders Declaration and focused call to action that speaks with one African voice to the upcoming global platforms. Excellencies, participants of the Second African Climate Summit 2, you are in a city transforming fast with green corridors, clean transport, vibrant public spaces, and lively culture at every corner. As part of the summit program, we have included a city tour to remarkable attractions like the Ntoto Hills and the National Palace, a tour of the Unity Park where history, biodiversity, and public art converge, a visit to the Adwa Museum, a window into the story and spirit of our capital. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me once again to warmly welcome each of you. May our deliberations over the coming days be marked by wisdom, partnership, and courage. Addis Ababa welcomes you with an open arms, and I wish you all a fruitful and inspiring summit. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the warm and visionary welcome. To deliver the inaugural keynote address, please join me in welcoming His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union Commission.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellence, Monsieur Abiy Ahmed Ali, Premier ministre de la République fédérale et démocratique d'Éthiopie. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs les chefs d'État et de gouvernement. Excellences, Monsieur le représentant du secrétaire général des Nations Unies. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, distingués participants. La question du climat est devenue un enjeu planétaire, car le changement climatique affecte sans distinction toutes les communautés rurales, insulaires et urbaines à travers le monde. En effet, certaines régions subissent davantage les perturbations de leur écosystème tel que notre continent. La biodiversité en Afrique est ébranlée et glisse inexorablement vers l'extinction des espèces si la tendance n'est pas renversée d'urgence. Aujourd'hui, le lien entre le climat et le sous-développement ne fait plus aucun doute. Le climat, l'exode rural, la migration et l'instabilité sous toutes ses formes sont interreliés. C'est pourquoi le deuxième sommet africain sur le climat, après celui de Nairobi en 2023, nous offre l'opportunité de repositionner l'Afrique dans les négociations internationales. Il s'agit d'un impératif majeur. Les chiffres parlent d'eux-mêmes. L'Afrique ne contribue qu'à hauteur de 4% des émissions de gaz à effet de serre. Ça fait plus de 150 ans que les nations industrialisées polluent la planète. Le chiffre de 300 millions de dollars est le montant nécessaire par an pour financer les plans d'adaptation au changement climatique sur le continent. Ce qui est proposé à l'Afrique, ce sont 300 milliards de dollars pour financer des plans de mitigation sous forme d'investissement portés par le secteur privé. C'est loin d'être suffisant. Dois-je le rappeler, les priorités du continent sont énoncées dans le plan décennal pour le développement d'une agriculture intelligente, avec un investissement nécessaire de 100 milliards de dollars par an sur 10 ans. Le financement de la biodiversité en réclame tout autant par an. En matière de transition énergétique, 300 millions, l'Afrique s'est engagée fermement à donner accès à l'électricité à 300 millions d'habitants sur la base des énergies vertes. Par ailleurs, une gestion intelligente des ressources hydriques s'impose, comme un impératif les cultures sous serre, le goutte-à-goutte et l'hydroponie. La préservation des écosystèmes côtiers et marins à travers l'économie bleue, qui est une initiative phare de l'Union africaine, continentale. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, de Cancun en passant par Monterrey, Paris, Abu Dhabi, Bakou et bientôt Belém au Brésil, les voix de l'Afrique ne cessent de s'élever en faveur d'une justice climatique. Les aspirations de nos peuples et de nos pays pour un financement conséquent et substantiel doivent être prises en compte avec sérieux et détermination. Et cela devra se réaliser à travers un véritable fonds pour les pertes et les dommages, pourvu que les ressources financières suffisantes y soient déposées. Le crédit carbone doit être géré, non pas par les États pollueurs en fonction de leur bon vouloir, mais plutôt par une instance internationale indépendante, avec des prérogatives supranationales. Le Fonds vert devra aussi faire peau neuve et s'orienter vers le financement de projets à valeur ajoutée climatique, régionale et continentale. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the African Union firmly believes that climate finance must be fair, significant, and predictable. Let us seize this defining moment to reaffirm our continent's unequivocal position regarding our global obligations, but still differentiated responsibilities. The vulnerability of our member countries caused by climate change, debt burden, and the structural inequalities of the international financial architecture must be redressed through climate justice. We need a genuine cooperation for the implementation of our continent's adaptation plan by providing financial resources, technology, and expertise. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I wish our second African Summit on Climate successful deliberations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your guidance and commitment. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my distinct honor to invite His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, to deliver the inaugural key address and official opening of the summit.
Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, distinguished ministers, ambassadors, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ethiopia, a land of natural wonders where human history began. From rain-holding highlands to vast savannas, where human history originated, and arid plains, our landscapes are breathtaking. They are the foundation of our existence. Our communities have long known that caring for the land is caring for the life. As we open the Second African Climate Summit here in Addis Ababa, I extend my deepest gratitude to President William Ruto and the government of Kenya. Their leadership at the inaugural summit in Nairobi were the catalyst for a common African voice on climate. Today, we build on that momentum. Excellencies, too often, Africa's story at climate summits begins with what we lack. Lack of finance, lack of technology, lack of time. Let us begin instead with what we have. The youngest population in the world, bursting with creativity and innovation. The fastest growing solar belt on Earth. The planet's last carbon vaults in our forests, wetlands, and coasts. Vast arable land that can feed a growing continent and beyond. Rich deposits of critical minerals for green technologies. Renewable energy from sun, wind, water, and geothermal. And a tradition of resilience and innovation built over millennia. Excellencies, we're not here to negotiate our survival. We're here to design the world's next climate economy. If we make the right choices now, Africa can be the first continent to industrialize without destroying its ecosystems. An economy will build, power, and lead. In Ethiopia, we have seen what is possible when determination is driven by clear purpose. This takes shape through deliberate, data-driven actions that respond to our challenges and opportunities. Guided by purpose, we are implementing initiatives that shows the power of vision and community efforts. In 2019, we launched the Green Legacy Initiative. 7 years on, we have planted over 48 billion seedlings. They cool our land, protect our soil, restore watersheds, provide food, create jobs, and grow exports. Through a nutrition program called Yelema Turufat, or Bounty of the Basket, and our Climate Resilient Wheat Initiative, we are reshaping food systems, reducing imports, and growing rural incomes with climate-smart irrigation and sustainable practices. These are African solutions to global food and climate challenges. Soon, we will inaugurate the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a continental symbol of self-reliance, unity, and clean energy. It will provide over 5,000 megawatts of renewable power, lightening the way to fair energy for Ethiopia and East Africa. We are advancing our national clean cooking roadmap. It will free millions of households from smoke-filled kitchens and ease the daily burdens, especially for women. In our cities, the Green, Inclusive, and Smart City Initiative is building a space that breathes with walkways, bicycle lanes, electric mobility, green and safe public spaces. And we are phasing out fossil fuel transport, reducing emissions while creating more healthy cities. Excellencies, our journey offers an example that the potential across Africa when we unite vision and effort. Today, as we prepare for COP30, Africa must stand not as a bloc of negotiators, but as a continent of solutions, fulfilling the vision of Agenda 2063 for a prosperous, resilient, and innovative future. We must make Africa the place where the world sees climate goals achieved, where reforestation is not a pilot project, but a culture, where climate-smart agriculture feeds millions, and where green corridors connect cities and rural areas in a shared economy of life. To achieve this, our partnership must evolve. We ask our global partners not to fund us because we are impacted, but to invest with us because we are visionary. To turn vision into reality, I propose the launch of an African Climate Innovation Compact, a bold, continental-wide partnership uniting our universities, research institutions, startups, rural communities, and innovators. By 2030, the compact should aim to deliver 1,000 African solutions to tackle climate challenges in energy, agriculture, water, transport, and resilience. Africa will not only meet its needs, but boost exports powering growth beyond our borders, and advancing Pan-African prosperity. This compact will be funded and owned by Africans in partnership with the world, but never beholden to it. We will also claim climate data sovereignty, mapping our own forests, measuring our own carbon, and pricing our own ecosystems. Climate data is not just science, it is the new currency of power. It is time to replace climate aid with climate investment. The returns will be measured in avoided emissions, millions of jobs, enhanced food security, stabilized regions, and a more resilient global climate. Africa did not cause this crisis, yet Africa can lead in solving it. We have the solutions to restore degraded land, to capture carbon, to produce green and clean power. We know what needs to be done. Now is the time to scale what works. Now is the time to accelerate our collective action. This is not charity. It is the most strategic investment humanity can make. When Africa's land heals, when our rivers run clean, and our air is fresh, Africa wins, and the whole world breathes easier. We are the first African generation with the means to heal what was broken, and the last with the time to do it. That's why Ethiopia is proud to present its candidacy to host COP32 in 2027. We invite the world to Africa's capital of diplomacy and climate ambition to witness our solutions and to help shape the future. Let us show origins will also be the continent of solutions. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your leadership and officially opening this important summit. We now invite you to turn your attention to the screen for a short opening video presentation.
From Addis Ababa, the beating heart of Pan-Africanism, Africa's voice rises, united, determined, and unshaken. Here, history and hope walk side by side. Here, the spirit of our ancestors meets the dreams of our children. Ethiopia stands as a continental gateway, a land where ancient roots run deep, yet branches stretch boldly toward the skies of tomorrow. From the cradle of humanity to the cradle of modern African unity, Addis Ababa has always been a meeting place, a crossroads, a home. From global together to turn vision into practice. Africa does not plead for rescue. Africa rises with solutions, grown from our soils, shaped by our people and strengthened.
We now move to the statements by our distinguished invited guests. It is now my great honor to invite His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, permettez-moi tout d'abord d'exprimer au gouvernement et au peuple frère d'Éthiopie mes remerciements les plus sincères pour l'accueil chaleureux et l'organisation réussie de ce deuxième sommet sur le climat J'adresse également mes remerciements à la Commission de l'Union africaine pour son engagement constant pour la cause. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, depuis quelque temps déjà, l'urgence climatique est devenue une préoccupation mondiale. Aujourd'hui, le réchauffement climatique s'impose à nous comme une évidence, mais aussi comme un défi énorme à relever. Car nous le constatons partout dans notre vécu, dans notre ressenti, chez nos agriculteurs, chez nos éleveurs, dans nos villes, dans nos campagnes, les soubresauts climatiques engendrent des destructions et catastrophes en cascade. Il a été évalué que les effets climatiques combinés réduisent de 3% du PIB les perspectives de croissance de notre continent. Aujourd'hui, le paradoxe de notre continent réside dans l'équation suivante. En effet, malgré le fait que nous contribuons à une infime part des émissions mondiales à effet de serre, nous en subissons les coûts rudes, que cela soit en termes de sécheresse, d'inondations ou de vagues de chaleur. Face à ce diagnostic alarmant, notre réponse doit être à la hauteur de l'urgence. Afin que les mêmes causes ne produisent pas les mêmes effets, il nous faut changer de paradigme et nous tourner vers un modèle de développement alternatif qui inscrit la transition énergétique au cœur de nos priorités. Mesdames et Messieurs, aujourd'hui, notre continent poursuit un double objectif, celui de l'adaptation et de l'atténuation, inscrit à l'agenda 2063 de l'Union africaine, mais aussi dans des cadres multilatéraux, notamment l'accord de Paris sur le climat. Dans l'immédiat, l'urgence appelle à la mise en place d'une stratégie d'adaptation. Cela se passe notamment par la restauration des écosystèmes dégradés, mais aussi par des investissements dans le développement social des communautés vulnérables. À ce propos, je voudrais partager avec vous l'expertise de mon pays avec la mise en place de la Sovereign Carbon Agency. En effet, depuis 2 ans déjà, l'agence collecte les contributions carbone basées sur le principe pollueur-payeur et les transforme en projets d'adaptation pour les communautés impactées par le réchauffement climatique. Les revenus générés ont permis de créer des conditions favorables pour le financement des petits projets destinés aux populations vulnérables. Nous devons tous ensemble réfléchir à la manière d'harmoniser cette taxe carbone à l'échelle de notre continent. Cela pourrait maximiser les financements pour l'adaptation, promouvoir une transition énergétique équitable, renforcer la coopération régionale et donner au continent une voix plus forte sur la scène internationale. Pour affronter l'hydre du réchauffement climatique, il nous faut mettre en place un mécanisme de financement pérenne. C'est ce mécanisme, à n'en pas douter, qui sera le baromètre de la crédibilité de la communauté internationale et, à terme, de l'efficacité des politiques pour lutter contre le réchauffement climatique. Pour exploiter les nombreuses potentialités énergétiques décarbonées de notre continent, nous devons porter à au moins 20% la part de financement des énergies renouvelables d'ici 2030. C'est pourquoi nous plaidons pour un accès simplifié, rapide et massif aux fonds internationaux pour investir dans les infrastructures vertes et résilientes. À ce propos, l'accord obtenu pendant la COP 29 permettant de tripler les flux financiers vers les pays en développement d'ici 2035 va dans le bon sens. Mais nous savons que cela reste insuffisant pour atteindre nos objectifs. Ce sommet intervient à la veille de l'Assemblée générale des Nations unies et de la COP 30 sur le changement climatique. C'est une opportunité pour nous pour appeler d'une seule voix à une justice climatique fondée sur le principe de responsabilité commune mais différenciée. C'est une opportunité également pour rappeler à nos partenaires internationaux leur engagement dans le financement de la transition écologique dans son ensemble. Je pense par exemple aux mécanismes novateurs tels que l'allègement de la dette en échange d'investissements verts, aux fonds de compensation et de la transition écologique dans son ensemble. Je pense par exemple aux mécanismes novateurs tels que l'allègement de la dette en échange d'investissements verts, aux fonds de compensation pour les pertes et les dommages, mais aussi au fonds vert pour le climat. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, unissons nos efforts et nos forces, faisant en sorte que le financement climatique devienne le levier d'une renaissance africaine verte et solidaire. Je vous remercie de votre attention.
We thank Your Excellency.
Of State and Government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to gather here in Addis Ababa, a city that has often been the stage of Africa's unity, and that today reminds us of the strength of our collective purpose. I thank Ethiopia for its generosity in hosting us and for carrying forward the spirit of Nairobi into this second Africa Climate Summit. 2 years ago, I had the honor of welcoming you to the inaugural Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi. Then, we looked ahead to a future of possibility of global collaboration and resilient prosperity and inclusive growth for Africa. In Nairobi, we introduced a bold new perspective of Africa as a continent of opportunity and source of solution, not just a victim. We framed climate action not as a burden, but as a driver of economic growth, transformation, and job creation for African communities. Together, we adopted climate-positive growth as our development paradigm. In doing so, the Nairobi Declaration established Africa not only as a partner, but as a power in the emerging global order. 2 years later, we have come a long way. Our potential is recognized, our voice is heard, and our solutions are being deployed. From green infrastructure and climate-smart agriculture to landscape restoration, waste management, and even cutting-edge technologies like direct air capture. Across the continent, African entrepreneurs and communities are innovating and building resilience from the ground up. Yet, while progress has been made, the world around us is changing fast. Global interconnectedness is deepening, but so too is the temptation to retreat into narrow self-interest, transactional partnerships, and short-term gains. Too often, commitments are broken and international solidarity is dismissed as weakness, precisely when the scale of climate crisis demands enhanced cooperation, not less. The truth is undeniable. No nation can solve this crisis alone. Only through bold, united, and sustained collaboration can we avert climate catastrophe. Isolation is not a winning strategy. It is courting failure. Acting alone, we will squander time, waste resources, and forfeit the future. These realities compel us to remain steadfast in building a modern, green, and inclusive industrial base here at home to secure Africa's rightful place in the global economy and to foster the solidarity needed to confront climate change. Ethiopia, as a host of this summit, has rightly placed the emphasis on implementation and finance, moving from vision to action. Realizing our vision of climate-positive growth requires action on two fronts. Africa must exercise its agency decisively, urgently, and coherently. And the international system must dismantle the structural barriers that continue to hold the continent back. Both demand deeper collaboration. Africa is already stepping up, nationally, regionally, and internationally. We are putting in place policies that attract investment, reward innovation, and ensure fair value for our resources. Increasingly, we present a united African voice in global discussions. We are also bridging previously siloed debates, including linking debt, fiscal space, nature, and climate to craft systemic and coordinated solutions. We have strengthened our institutions and regional mechanisms, from the Alliance of African Multilateral Financial Institutions, and I see TDB, Afri-Exim, and other African institutions in our midst, while also enhancing the place for African Credit Rating Agency, and also advancing ACFTA through the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative. By linking this initiative with the accelerated partnership of renewables in Africa, we ensure that investment drives progress in both energy and industry. the twin engines of our modern Africa economy, built on abundant clean power. Still more, ladies and gentlemen, must be done, including deepening fiscal discipline, accelerating trade integration, mobilizing African institutions' capital, investing in knowledge, and improving governance. These are the foundations of resilience. The Nairobi Declaration is a political compact. Africa must lead in advancing this agenda, while international players have the responsibility and the self-interest to support it. Success will depend on both sides. Africa delivering at home, and the global system opening space where Africa's climate, business, and development goals converge. This requires lowering the cost of capital through reforms at the global financial institutions, expanding concessional flows, mobilizing private investments at scale, integrating climate into lending, and tackling currency and debt risks. It means reforming trade and subsidy regimes and opening global markets to Africa's value-added goods and solutions, from climate-smart agriculture and green industrial products to carbon credits. Yet today, climate action risks being sidelined as national security and short-term interests drive transactional approaches to trade and investment. Development assistance is shrinking. While this strengthens our resolve to design, finance, and drive our own future, it also reflects a world where too many assume that for some to win, others must lose. It has never been more urgent for Africa to stand together and demonstrate that collaboration delivers prosperity and peace for all of us. Our economies, our weather systems, and our very survival are interconnected. We must focus on win-win solutions because they do exist and they are firmly within reach. That is why we are here, to celebrate our achievements since the first Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi, confront challenges with unity, hold ourselves accountable, and inspire one another to greater action. We captured that spirit in the report we released today. We called it, and I quote, Africa's Journey of Climate Action and Partnership, to reflect that our climate summits are not events, but part of a journey towards a climate-safe future, a destination that is certain, but only if we journey together. There are copies of this summation available in this summit. This journey, ladies and gentlemen, also includes our global partners, who must be held accountable not only to us, but to the future of humanity. From this Addis Ababa, home of humanity, our ancestors ventured into the world. Today, from this same home, let us offer transformative solutions to preserve the human family. With innovation, determination, and unity, Africa will drive global climate action and shape a sustainable, prosperous future for us and for everybody. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your strong advocacy and commitment to climate action.
in the African agenda, the Nairobi Declaration of 2023 during the first African Climate Summit set a continental course to expand Africa's renewable generation to 300 gigawatts by 2030. This requires around $600 billion and reforms of the global financial architecture so that no longer nations must choose between development and climate action. It's also called for operationalization of the loss and damage fund and elevating Africa's role in integrity-based carbon markets. Somalia stands firmly behind this agenda. Guided by that vision and our national determined contribution, Somalia's climate priorities are clear. Number one, protect lives and livelihoods through adaptation at scale. Our NDC 3.0 estimated $6.3 billion is needed for adaptation in 2025-2035, covering a climate-smart agriculture and livestock, water security, health, disaster preparedness, resilient human settlement, coastal protection, fisheries, clean energy access, and rangeland restoration. Number two, advanced early warning and risk management. We are working with the World Meteorological Organization and partners to strengthen hydromet and early warning services aligned with the UN's early warning for all by 2027 initiative. In this regard, Somalia is also in the process of establishing its National Meteorological Office, which has already been endorsed by the Cabinet and is now awaiting approval by the Parliament. Number three, accelerating affordable energy. Electrification remains too low and too costly. Electricity access in Somalia is below 50%, with pronounced urban-rural gaps. Somalia will expand decentralized renewable energy and mini grids where the grid is distant, leveraging exceptional solar and significant wind potential. 4, unlock the blue economy. Sustainable fisheries can boost livelihoods through investment in coastal resiliency, cold chain infrastructure, and habitat restoration, ensuring food security, economic growth, and stronger climate adaptation for coastal communities. 5, curb deforestation and charcoal. We are committed to enforcing the UN Security Council ban on Somali charcoal exports and providing viable clean energy alternative and greening programs in the country where we lost forests due to charcoal. What we have done, Somalia's achievement, Somalia is the first country in the East Africa to submit its NDC 3.0, demonstrating leadership and readiness to implement ambitious climate action. In 2022, we launched Green Somalia Initiative campaign to plant 10 million trees, and in 2023, we joined the Great Green Wall Initiative with a 10 million pledge to combat deforestation and biodiversity loss. We have established the policy and institutional framework to mobilize climate finance with the establishment of the National Climate Fund for the first time in Somalia. The Green Climate Fund announced an accelerated $100 million partnership for Somalia in 2024, and both GEF and the Adaptation Fund are meaningfully engaging with our government. Somalia's epic debt relief of $4.5 billion lowered debt from 64% of the GDP in 2018 to below 6% by the end of 2023, creating room to invest in climate resilience. Our government is also focused on increasing domestic revenue, further strengthening public financial management, and creating a conducive investment environment to attract investment to enhance resilience building. Resilience on the ground. With our partner, we are expanding multi-use water infrastructure and climate-smart land management in dry lands. Canal and flood relief works along the Shabelle and Juba rivers are helping reduce disaster losses and improve food security. Opportunities in Somalia is ready to help deliver the continent's renewable surge. Private developers and communities are co-creating solar hybrid mini-grids and growing. We are to scale proven models with grants and highly concessional finance, lowering tariffs for households and business while crowding in private capital in the sector. Our blue economy can be a resilience engine, sustainable fisheries, restored mangroves and shorelines, and climate-smart coastal infrastructure, if supported by targeted affordable finance and ocean climate partnership referenced in the Nairobi Declaration. In our people, farmers, pastoralists, fishing community, women and youth are already leading solutions. Africa-made innovation is taking root across Somalia. Our task is to scale what works for us and for the continent. Our call, Africa's common position is, number one, to deliver finance at the right scale and on the right terms. Number two, to operationalize and capitalize loss and damage, moving from pledges to predictable disbursements that reach frontline countries like Somalia quickly and directly, aligned with the nationally led priorities. Number three, back adaptation at scale, to scale up investment in resilient agriculture, water security, and nature-based solutions, ensuring adaptation finance follows directly to vulnerable communities and support nationally defined resilience priorities. Our commitment, Somalia reaffirms its conditional NDC target to reduce emission by 34 below business as usual by 2035, while placing adaptation, protecting lives, food systems, water health, and infrastructure at the center of our development pathway. We will continue integrating climate risk in every sector policy, scaling locally led solutions, and building strong institutions for delivery. Mr. Chair, Excellencies, Africa's case is compelling and just. Decarbonizing the global economy is inseparable from delivering development in Africa. Let Addis Ababa be remembered as the moment we moved from declarations to delivery together. I thank you.
Thank you, Excellency.
أحمد رئيس وزراء جمهورية إثيوبيا، أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي والسعادة، السيد رئيس المفوضية الاتحاد الإفريقي، السادة والسيدات الحضور، يسعدني مرة أخرى أن أعبر باسم شعب الجمهورية العربية الصحراوية الديمقراطية وحكومتها عن بالغ الامتنان والتقدير لجمهورية إثيوبيا الفيدرالية الديمقراطية على حسن الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة والتنظيم المتميز لهذه القمة، قمة المناخ الثانية. كما أخص بالشكر الاتحاد الإفريقي على جهوده المتواصلة في تعزيز العمل المناخي المشترك وإنجاح هذه القمة التي تأتي امتداداً لقمة نيروبي التاريخية. إن انعقاد هذه القمة يمثل محطة مهمة في مسار إفريقيا نحو العدالة المناخية والتنمية المستدامة، فالقارة الإفريقية رغم مساهمتها الضئيلة في الانبعاثات العالمية تظل الأكثر تضرراً من آثار التغيير المناخي، مما يستدعي منا جميعاً توحيد الجهود لضمان استفادة عادلة من الموارد المخصصة لمواجهة هذه التحديات عبر آليات تمويل منصفة وشفافة. وفي هذا السياق تؤكد الجمهورية الصحراوية أهمية الاستفادة من كل المبادرات والتجمعات الإفريقية المعنية بالمناخ وتعزيز التنسيق بين الدول الأعضاء لتفعيل الحلول المحلية والمستدامة، خاصة في مجالات التكيف، الزراعة الذكية، والطاقة المتجددة، وحماية سيادة الشعوب على ثرواتها الطبيعية. إن بلادنا تواجه تحديات بيئية جسيمة. إن بلادنا تواجه تحديات بيئية جسيمة، فإضافة إلى ظاهرة التصحر السريع، هناك الحرب المفروضة ضد احتلال لا شرعي يتصرف في ثرواتنا خارج النظم والقوانين التي تحمي البيئة والمناخ، بما في ذلك عبر زرع ملايين الألغام على امتداد شاسع من الصحراء الغربية، ما يهدد الحياة البشرية ويؤثر على التنوع البيولوجي ويقوض نمط عيش المواطن الصحراوي. وتزداد هذه التحديات تعقيداً في ظل ظروف اللجوء التي تضاعف هشاشة النظم البيئية وتحد من قدرة الدولة على الاستجابة الفعالة. لذا فإننا نناشد المجتمع الإفريقي والدولي دعم جهود الجمهورية الصحراوية في مجال حماية البيئة ومكافحة التصحر وتعزيز صمود المجتمعات المحلية من خلال تمويل المشاريع المناخية وتوفير التكنولوجيا وبناء القدرات. ختاماً، نؤكد التزامنا الكامل بمخرجات هذه القمة وبدعم المبادرات الرامية إلى بناء إفريقيا خضراء عادلة ومزدهرة. وشكراً، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Thank you, Excellency.
Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, distinguished presidents, prime ministers, ministers, excellencies, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Secretary General Antonio Guterres, it is an honor to join you in Addis Ababa for the second Africa Climate Summit. I thank the government of Ethiopia and the African Union for convening us at such a critical time. We gather at a moment of global turmoil and uncertainty,